Critical thinking is the process of objectively analyzing information and arguments to make informed decisions. It is a valuable skill that can be applied in many different areas of life, including problem solving, decision making, and effective communication. Here are some strategies to improve your critical thinking skills. Number one is to develop your curiosity. Make curiosity a top mindset for yourself. Being curious about the world and information around you can help you to question assumptions and seek out new perspectives. Encourage yourself to explore new ideas and challenge your own beliefs. Number two is to learn how to ask the right questions. Asking the right questions can help you to better understand a problem or issue and be able to identify possible solutions. Learn to ask open-ended questions that encourage exploration and critical thinking. Number three is to gather information from multiple sources. One of the key aspects of critical thinking is being able to evaluate the credibility and reliability of information. Gather information from multiple sources to get a well-rounded understanding of an issue and be able to identify biases or inaccuracies. Number four is to practice active reading. Active reading involves engaging with the text and questioning the author's assumptions and arguments. Try to identify the main ideas and arguments and look for evidence that supports or refutes them. Understand who the person is and what stance they take, and what may be causing them to take that position. Number five is to learn how to identify bias. Being able to identify bias is an important aspect of critical thinking. Learn to recognize the signs of bias and to evaluate the credibility of information and arguments. Also learn to identify your own biases, as these can be barriers to your understanding a certain point of view. Reflecting on your own thought process can help you to identify any biases or assumptions that may be influencing your thinking. Try to be aware of your own thought process and to question your own beliefs and assumptions. Ask yourself why. Why do I think this? What has caused me to think this way? How might someone else think about it? The next tip is to practice problem solving. Problem solving is an important aspect of critical thinking. Practice breaking down complex problems into smaller parts and use logic and reasoning to identify possible solutions. The next tip is to learn how to evaluate arguments. Being able to evaluate arguments is an important aspect of critical thinking. Learn how to identify and evaluate the structure of arguments and to identify any flaws or fallacies. The next tip is to learn to think creatively. Critical thinking requires the ability to think creatively and to come up with new and innovative solutions. Learn to think outside the box and to generate new ideas. Try to ask yourself if there is another answer, perspective, or way of doing things. The next tip is to seek out diverse perspectives. Exposure to diverse perspectives can help you to develop your critical thinking skills. Seek out opinions and ideas that are different from your own and try to understand where they are coming from. Ask questions when you come across someone with different opinions to understand why they might have those opinions. Be willing to listen and consider from their point of view. Don't just listen so that you can refute or rebut or argument what they are saying. Number 10, practice, practice, practice. Like any skill, critical thinking requires practice to develop. Try to incorporate critical thinking exercises into your daily routine, whether it's through reading and analyzing news articles or solving puzzles and brain teasers. The next tip is to learn from experts. Learn from experts in the field of critical thinking. Read books and articles on the subject and attend lectures and seminars. You can also take courses or workshops on critical thinking that provide you with tools and techniques to improve your critical thinking skills. Lastly, surround yourself with critical thinkers. Surround yourself with people who also value critical thinking. They will challenge and inspire you to develop your own critical thinking skills. It's worth noting that critical thinking is a complex and ongoing process, and it requires continuous effort to improve. It's also important to remember that critical thinking skills can be applied in many different areas of life, whether it's in a professional or personal setting. Critical thinking can help you overcome your own biases and make educated decisions.
If you like today's video, you'll love my Study Smart course. The Study Smart course takes you through, step by step, how to set yourself up for success through the use of organisational, time management, and general study skills. A link to the course is provided in the description below. Please also don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel to see more videos like this.